Kingslayer, Oathbreaker, brought to his knees by the men of the North.
And set free by the women. You'd think he'd done it himself the way he tells it. Old Forrester's sword won't clean itself, you know.
Yo, what is up guys, it's Gamerverse back again doing another video for you guys today. Today we are doing another review today. We are reviewing Game of Thrones, the Telltale version for PC in 2025. Yes, it is a new year and I'm playing some older games, which is a surprise. But I'm just going back to older games and checking it out again. As for this game, it did release on the 2nd of December for PS4 in 2014, and I think it released on the same date for PC as well. Anyways, today we are going to check out the game and I'll give you guys a bunch of topics as to why the game is good, if it could be bad or not, and at the end of the video hopefully you'll decide if you want to play the game or not. And I'll tell you guys what I really like about the game and if it is worth your time in 2025. So let's get into it. Without further ado, man, let's start with the first topic. Let's talk about the narrative and the story. So the story, to be honest with you guys, I did not watch Game of Thrones. I know the series is very well known. It's a TV show and this is a video game adaptation. But I did not actually watch the series, so I went into this very blind. Yeah, even though I did play the demo back in 2014 on PS4 when it came out, I just played episode 1, as where in this demo I'm covering all of the episodes, all 6 episodes in the game. So the entire game basically, right? Let's talk about the story. How well does it expand? I think it does very well, and to be honest with you, I checked out a couple of episodes of Game of Thrones, but I glossed through it just to compare it to the game. There are obviously multiple story branches and there's a lot of player choices, meaningful consequences that happen in certain parts of the story. So when you select certain choices, you have to then see the consequence for that decision that you made, and it does actually pick up a lot from the books and the show. All of you Game of Thrones nerds out there will know that it does actually capture the series very well, and it's just slightly different, but it's very well adapted to a video game, so to say. So the story for me was really good. I did really like every twist and turn and all of the the drama between the houses and the specific houses and the war that you could start, or you could be a pacifist. You can approach the game in many different ways, and it's all about how you decide to approach the story. That's the cool thing with these Telltale games. Like, they always did a good job. I think this one came out before the Walking Dead Telltale game, and the Walking Dead Telltale game was amazing. I played that game like 3 times just to get different endings, and just because the game was so good. Telltale really does deliver in terms of story, and yeah, this one is no different, even though it is very old, 2014. Anyways, next let's talk about the graphics and the art style. The art style, does it hold up in 2025? It doesn't look that great compared to how it felt like in 2014. It does look a bit very outdated. It didn't get like a next gen, like a remaster or anything. So the art style is like, it's old. If you look at it, you'll be like, oh, this must have been where Telltale started. Very well, this is one of their first games, and the character models, the animation looks a little bit finicky and it looks old, but the story is there. Just like the topic I covered before, the story is there, and the animations aren't that bad. It's just not top notch compared to today's standard of animation, but it was good. The graphics is decent. Like, I mean, on PC you could play it on high settings, and there is a little bit like drawbacks when played on modern PCs, because there are noticeable improvements. And then in terms for like the PS4 edition of the game or the Xbox One edition of the game. So yeah, that's it for the graphics. Like I said, the graphics, it's old, it's not brand new, it's a 2014 game, but it does look good in certain sections of the game. The lighting, But as I said, it's an old game and you will notice the drawbacks of it. Next, let's talk about the voice acting and the audio.
Good. Croft will get you settled in. It's going to be a long night.
What the fuck happened back there? Are we really going into Marine?
Look, I'm sorry it happened this way.
As long as you get your army, right?
Beskay.
Get your armor patched up in here.
I'll evaluate the performances by the cast, including returning actors. There is like actors from the show that's got featured into the game, and that's why a lot of people like want to play it, or that's one of the reasons why I wanted to play it, because I snipped through the show and I saw these like big actors, and the chick that has like the dragon as a pet. The quality of the sound design and the voice acting in the game is really good. That's one of the things that really made me invested in the game and like to continue playing, because the voice acting was so good and the audio was really good. Yeah, man, I mean, Telltale doesn't miss with the voice acting and the audio, because they really hire top-notch actors to do this story and the quality of the game. So that's really awesome. Yeah, that's it for voice acting and audio quality. Next, let's talk about the gameplay mechanics. Okay, so for gameplay, this is where it gets interesting. It's like a point and click, choice based mechanical type of gameplay, and it's still enjoyable because this formula that Telltale took, with the quick time events added to it as well, it is engaging. It's not that outdated because they got recent games that adopted and use the same mechanics. Okay, so the QTE systems that is used by bigger studios like Quantic Dream, Detroit Become Human, that uses the same like quick time events, and it was really engaging. I mean, the gameplay mechanics are there. You got to do the quick time events. You got to move around sometime and investigate and do a particular objective in the game. So the gameplay mechanics are nice, and I really did enjoy the gameplay mechanics, even though if it is most of the time it's quick time events and just buttons that you have to look on the screen and then press the buttons. But it was still good, like really still good. Yeah, next let's talk about the optimization and performance. How does the game run on modern hardware? Are there any issues with the compatibility? No, there was no issues at all on modern hardware. I don't know if everybody did receive the same problem that I did. There was one issue, that was an audio issue. Sorry, I didn't mention it in the audio topic, but there was an audio issue there with the optimization, and I had to like restart the game to actually get it to play again. And also the issues was just that, it was just the audio. There was no glitches, no compatibility issues, no frame rate issues. I was receiving 60 frames per second solid, like right through. So from the beginning I was getting a very good frame rate count on my GPU, and everything ran smoothly. Very, very good optimization and performance. But I will say one thing, there isn't a medium setting. When you come to graphics, there's only low and high, so you can only go low or you can go high. But if you have like a really low like a very low PC, you can put it on low, you'll be able to run it. But yeah, you don't need like a monster PC to run it on high. You just need like a 2 gig GTX or AMD graphics card, and you can run it on high. It isn't that demanding anyway. Next, let's talk about our next topic, which is replayability. Are there any reasons to replay the game in 2025? Do the choices impact feel enough to warrant multiple playthroughs? Yes, it does. I'll give you guys a reason on the first thing that I mentioned. The reason to replay it in 2025 for me would be just to, like, I'm planning to watch the show. That would be a reason for me, but there's a lot of reasons, because there's a lot of things that happen in the game and how the game is perceived to a wider audience, because when you play the game, there's a lot of things that can be changed throughout it, and it's all about your choices in the game, and it does impact a different story, a different ending at the end of the game. And then also you've got the adaptation to the TV show and the books, and so it's quite replayable if you're just a big fan, or if you want to see all of these different endings at the end of the day. It's all fun and games. So yeah, our next topic, let's talk about the verdict. So this will be my final opinion. I'll share my personal experience and summarize whether it holds up and why. Okay, so my verdict is the game is good. It does really have that feeling that I enjoy when it comes to these story-based games, which is the personal opinion and freedom in terms of playing a game the way you want to play it. And I would say the game is really worth picking up now in 2025. It would be really, really cheap. Depending where you're living, it should be cheap anyway. It should be like $5 maybe, depending if you on Steam. I don't think it's on Epic Games, but you can check it out on Steam, and it's quite cheap now. The game is very, very, very old, but it doesn't feel outdated. It feels quite timeless in its approach to storytelling, and it does compare a lot to like recent narrative driven games like I told you guys, Detroit Become Human is one of it, but it has its own style. It's a Telltale style. So that's my personal opinion, and my final verdict, I will be giving this game a 7 out of 10. A 7 out of 10. That is my score. If you want to know why, let me know in the comments. No. The reason why I gave it a 7 out of 10 is because, I just feel like it could have been scripted a little bit more structuring. But anyways, that is my score for the game. Thank you so much for checking out this video. It's me, Gamerverse. I do a lot of reviews on my channels, and I drop it on my channel for free. You can check it out on my YouTube channel. And thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. Drop a like at the end of the video. I'll see you guys in another video.